Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is our Friday edition, and lo and behold, we are in the final Friday of the month of September. I just don't know where the time goes, folks, but there it goes. But it's good to have you along with us, and we want to share with you some of the things that are happening in and around our community, as we do each day at this particular time at 11 o'clock. If you're new to this program, we're Facebook Live, but we also have special editions that we do from time to time. We focus on Fairfield County on the first and third Wednesdays at 10 o'clock as part of our special editions, and then we do the same thing for Pickaway County on the second and fourth Wednesday mornings at 10. But then there's a ton of other special editions that we plug in here and there, whether in the early afternoon or the late morning. So good to have you with us. As we always do, we start with the weather. And while it's overcast this morning, I think we're going to see some sunshine peeking through the clouds later this afternoon. That will be up around 76, I think, by 3 o'clock this afternoon is what I was seeing. But for the football games tonight, while kickoff might be around 70, 72, by the end of the game, we're going to be looking at the low 60s. Now, for the weekend, warmer. Sunshine and highs in the mid to upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday, but they're saying by the middle of next week we're going to be more like fall weather again. So that's your weather for today. We'll be coming back with a number of topics, a big story concerning Adena Health Systems that came out to us late yesterday afternoon, and much more, along with sports, talking about our game of the week. All that ahead on this Friday edition of Litter Media Live. Want to thank some of our great sponsors, including Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Carl and the gang, they'll get you an orange dumpster to your property for that fall cleanup project. Kind of looks like a pumpkin, too, doesn't it? Free estimates by calling 253-8389. You see the Ghost Map, Ross, and surrounding counties. They'll cover all of those areas. Give them a call for a free estimate. Topics coming up.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions.
When ensuring what's important to you, Andy Tomlinson and his associates are there when you need them the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit TomlinsonINS.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Litter Media Live, our Friday edition. Let's get into the topics for today. Adena Health System has announced in a press release that they have temporarily paused its cardiac surgical program, and that went into effect yesterday. The release stated the decision was made after an internal review and following an initial assessment by HealthLinks, which is a top healthcare operations consultancy firm. During the temporary pause to cardiac surgeries, all patients who are scheduled to receive surgical care through this group will be connected with its partners at The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center to ensure continuity of care with minimal interruption. There's much more on our website, story@littermedia.com, from that press release. So if you had a surgery concerning heart surgery out of Adena, probably best to get in touch with your caregiver to make sure you understand where you need to be going for that procedure that might have been on your calendar. The Ohio Department of Veterans Services has announced members of the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame class of 2023. 20 inductees will be honored for their accomplishments and achievements at the 32nd Annual Induction Ceremony in November for their post-military service. Among the class of 2023 is U.S. Army veteran and current Mayor of Lancaster, David Scheffler, along with the late Heath Robinson, also of Fairfield County. Mr. Robinson was an Ohio Army National Guard veteran. The Pickaway County Library has nominated Braden Geige and Lily Henderly for the Read On Ohio Award for students who are enthusiastic readers and enjoy being in the library and using its many services. Now, this is Lily. They did not send us a picture of Braden, but shout out to those youngsters for getting in the books. Haven House will conduct their 25th annual Silent Victims March that will take place in Circleville October the 2nd, which is this coming Monday. This event remembers those who have lost their lives to domestic violence and celebrates the survivors. Now, participants should gather at 10 a.m. at the Community United Methodist Church parking lot at the corner of Pickaway and Main Streets. Then at 10:20, the march will be proceeding to the Pickaway County Courthouse for a short ceremony. A lot of road news this morning. Overnight work is planned for October 6th and into the morning hours of the 7th to repair a bridge joint on the US 2335 Main Street overpass. The work will require lane closures on US 23 northbound and US 35 westbound from about 0.2 of a mile south and east of the Main Street overpass to just past the end of the bridge. One lane will be closed starting at 9 p.m. on October the 6th. 2 lanes will be closed starting at 11 p.m. that night, and then all lanes should reopen by the following morning, the 7th, at 6 a.m. So if you're traveling in the evening, be aware of that construction work that's being done in that overnight project. Also on the roads in Pickaway County, State Route 316 in both directions remains closed between State Route 56 and State Route 104 through a week from today. It'll reopen on the 6th of October. This is for a culvert replacement project. The detours are State Route 316 to 56 and then State Route 104. Now on to our regular road reports. Got a couple of items for you today. In the city of Jackson, starting on Monday, Maple Avenue will shut down to 1 lane at the entrance on Beaver Pike for culvert replacement. The second item we want to mention is in Fairfield County, US 22, State Route 159, and Delmont Road intersection improvements. This project includes the reconfiguration of the intersection of Route 22 and 159, along with the intersection of US 22 and Delmont Road in Fairfield County. The proposed construction includes 2 roundabouts that are replacing the 2 existing intersections, and they believe that that will be finished up by the end of October. And those are our topics for today. When we come back, we'll start in with sports, including tonight's Litter Media Radio Game of the Week. All that ahead on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Full disclosure, I've been a customer of Accurate's for a long time. They've been in business for 40-plus years. Well, that's probably about as long as they've been helping me around my house. But whether you need heating, cooling, or plumbing, Accurate is on target for your needs.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Let's jump into sports. The Litter Media Radio Game of the Week tonight. It's a biggie, folks. Bloom Carroll at Logan Elm. Both of these teams are unbeaten in the conference, tied with Hamilton Township. But overall, Logan Elm 6-0, off to their best start since 2014. Bloom Carroll is the 7-time defending Mid-State League champ. They were in the state finals last year. They're going to be coming, and it's going to be a big crowd. If you can't make it, though, to the ball game, or even if you're there, you can still listen to us on Litter Media Radio. We always started out around 6 o'clock or so with our replay or rewind of the Thursday preview show, which we do on Facebook Live noon Thursdays. We'll have that. And then our actual broadcast pregame show starts at about 6:50. But if you hold your smartphone up on that QR code, it'll take you right to the link. But it'll be a dandy tonight. Tune in for that. And, of course, Aaron Glandon will be down on the field. Dan Ramey's in the booth with me, filling in for Tom Beard, who's on assignment. Vacation. Dan and I have never done a game together. We were recalling that here yesterday. Of all the years that we did sports together at the radio, we never, ever did a play-by-play event together, at least that we can remember. So that ought to be a treat tonight as well. Don't forget also all of our Litter Media extras. Aaron, I think we got the last week's Game of the Week posted yesterday, and that can be found on Litter Media YouTube. Local high school official Danny Oates has been named to crew number 6 for this year's OHSAA football state championships. Now, this is the first time for the Chillicothe chapter of football officials in about 30 years. We are pretty sure the last time it happened, Danny Drummond was refereeing in a state final back in the late 80s. Now, this is obviously a basketball picture of Danny, because we didn't have one in his football gear, but we're talking about Danny Oates being one of the officials in this year's state championship games at Canton. Congratulations to Danny. High school scores on our Litter X page last night. It covered soccer. It covered volleyball. Just some of the highlights. In the Mid-State League, Bloom Carroll remain unbeaten in league play with a sweep of Fairfield Union. Unioto swept Paint Valley to stay on top in the SVC, and South Webster and Notre Dame in their respective SOC divisions did likewise. Big story in boys soccer last night. Northwest played state-ranked and unbeaten Wheelersburg to a 2-2 draw. So the Pirates are still undefeated, but now they have one tie on that record. The Reds were off last night. They opened their final regular season series tonight in St. Louis, and the Cardinals, basically the Reds got to win. They're going to win all 3 games to probably have a legitimate chance, plus have a lot of help beating the teams ahead of them for that final wild card spot. Ohio State and the OU Bobcats, they're idle this week, so they get a weekend of rest, but there's still probably a lot of college football to watch out there this weekend. Let's take to the Ohio teams in the NFL. The Bengals will be at Tennessee down in Nashville taking on the Titans. That is a 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. And the Cleveland Browns will be hosting the Baltimore Ravens. That, too, is a 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. I've not seen who CBS in our area will feature between those two teams. I guess you can probably Google that and get that information. We're going to stay, I don't know if you can call mountain climbing a sport or not. Maybe you can. But we're going to talk about a momentous day for a mountain climber on this date in 1988 when we wrap up on Litter Media Live.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
All righty, we wrap up this date in history as we always do. 1988, Stacy Allison of Portland, Oregon, and I couldn't find Stacy's picture anywhere. I looked and looked and looked, but this is Mount Everest. She's from Portland, Oregon, which has enough mountains in their area to climb as well, but she became the first American woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest, which at 29,035 feet above sea level is the highest point on Earth. Allison, a member of the Northwest American Everest Expedition, climbed the Himalayan peak using the Southeast Ridge route. And our producer, Aaron Glandon, you were saying, we were talking about there's actually a lot of deceased people that are still up there. They couldn't bring them down? Aaron's going to try to look. He said it's just a crazy number if you've never seen how many people have succumb to altitude sickness, maybe falling in a ravine or whatever. But 322 have died. Now, do we know how many of those 300 and some are still up there that they just couldn't bring down? Or a lot of them. Wow. I can tell you this, I will not be trekking up Mount Everest anytime soon to look for any of those folks. But, yeah, we have some people here in our, I think the K-Trons, did they climb Kilimanjaro? I think that they were talking about that in one of our interviews. You can search our Litter Media YouTube for Brad and Sherry K-Tron and their project that they have, but I'm pretty sure that I heard them talking about climbing Kilimanjaro once or twice, so maybe you can find that interview and you can get the answer to that question. Friday's a busy day. That's why we got on a little bit earlier so we can get out of here, so we can go back to work later tonight. Again, the Litter Media Radio Game of the Week, Bloom Carroll at Logan Elm. Be listening in to that tonight at 6:50. It should be a dandy. And then later tonight when I get home, we'll update our littermedia.com score page with all of the scores from around the area. Plus, we have a game story concerning the game of the week on littermedia.com this evening as well. Usually I get that posted before midnight if I get home in a quick manner. Also, while we're doing our broadcast each Friday night live on Litter Media Radio, we do an encore performance of that audio broadcast on Saturdays at 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. And then the Litter Media Extras. Again, Aaron Glandon will be down on the field while Dan's up with me tonight. A lot of those extras you might start appearing over the weekend on Litter Media YouTube. So that's going to wrap up our daily program. We'll talk to you at the ball games tonight. Until that time, for Dan Ramey and for our producer, Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith saying so long and have a great weekend from all of us here at Litter Media Live.